Are you a public speaker? Are you into speaking to audiences? Love doing it? Over the last half century or so, I've had three very burning interests: creative writing, speaking to audiences, and learning about myself, self-understanding. And I use these videos to some degree to clarify the ideas that I get so that I can present them to people like you who are interested in public speaking, maybe creative writing, and maybe self-understanding. This morning, I was over at my usual coffee shop getting my coffee, and then when I came back, as usual, I sat down with a book and started to read it, and I always have a notebook and pen close by. And I started to think about something that Stephen Covey had said in his best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And he was talking about a thing which he calls the gap, which occurs between the stimulus and response. Now, I'm very aware of that gap because I've been into Vipassana meditation twice daily now for 35 years. And I know that in that gap we have choice. We can react to the stimulus or we can choose what we will do. Very important to know. But getting back to speaking, I thought, what does a motivational speaker do? Generally, if you're in the speaking world, you'd have heard hundreds, probably, motivational speeches by some very good speakers. And I tried to write down in a sentence what I think a motivational speaker does. As I sat there this morning having my coffee, I wrote this long sentence to clarify in my own mind, really, what I think a motivational speaker is really trying to do. So bear with me while I read this little note. The motivational speaker's endeavour is to arouse. I'll start that again. Motivational speakers endeavour to arouse within us a vision with its attendant feeling, so that we will desire that feeling, and that to experience that feeling we need to accept and act on the vision we've created within us in response to his or her words. So the emphasis here is on feeling. The motivational speaker arouses within us a feeling or feelings, and does it through storytelling often and various slogans and so forth. But the idea is to get that feeling across to us so that it creates a vision in us to do something and act upon it so that we can get that feeling. What motivates us is feeling. What motivates the Olympic champion who spends years and years and years perfecting their athletic prowess? It's the feeling they get when they win. After the feeling has evaporated, they're after the next feeling. It's almost as though the feeling is a fix that they have to have. This is why probably so many champions really go to pieces when they're over the hill and can no longer get those winning feelings. But of course, a lot of them then continue on to get their feelings of satisfaction by training others and feeling the pride in themselves of being able to do that. But I'm getting a little bit off track here. The point is that when someone arouses us in some way, no matter how they do it, whether they anger us, whether they praise us, whatever it is, we have that little interlude, that little gap between the trigger and how we respond to it. So the power always lies with us. A motivational speaker, if we choose to accept the motivational speaker, choose to make his or her vision our own, then we will do something about it. But the main thing is, we always have the choice. Some motivational speakers will accept them. We'll see the validity of what they're saying, and it'll trigger in us the feeling, and we will accept the feeling and go along with it. If we don't accept the feeling, or if it's not strong enough to arouse within us our own desire to act, then the motivational speaker has failed. And so often, as we know, motivational speakers speak for a while, they rouse us up, and within an hour or so afterwards, the emotion has faded away, the feeling has gone, and we don't act upon it. This is why workshops continue over a period of time is so much more effective to change us than one motivational speech.